Here I'll show you how to count the occurrence of values within a list in Excel, as well as how to generate a unique list of the values and then count how many times each value occurs in the master list. This will include counting how many times each email address appears in this list, as well as a more practical example of something I did the other day, which is breaking out the domain names, getting a unique list of those, and counting how many times each domain name occurs within the list. Before we start, check the video description and click the link to TeachExcel so you can download the files for the tutorial and follow along. And make sure to subscribe and accept notifications so you can see all the new tutorials. I'll show you a couple different ways to do this, starting with a very basic, easy example, and then building up to something slightly more complex but a bit more useful. So let's first zoom in, and let's say I want to figure out how many times this email address appears within the list of all the email addresses. We can do that very simply with the COUNTIF function. So equals COUNTIF, select the range that has the emails, comma, select the email that we want to count, this one, close parentheses, and hit enter. So we can see that this email address appears twice within the list. Select this, double click the quick fill handle. Now we can see this one appears once, this one appears twice, twice, once, twice, and so on. And this is the easiest way to get a count of how many times a value appears within the list. However, it's not that helpful, it's kind of annoying, it's kind of messy. If I was to sort this now by the number of occurrences, I'd get a bunch of repeated values over here on the left, and it'd be a big pain. So let's go ahead, zoom out just a little bit, and I will show you how to generate a unique list of these values and then get the same count. Now the first thing that we want to do is let's select the values over here, all the emails, and there are a couple different ways that we could do this. I'm going to show you just a really simple, rather intuitive way to do it. So first we copy the data, then let's move over here a couple columns and paste the data. Now for the pasted data, let's make sure that we select all of it, then go to the Data tab and go to Remove Duplicates. Now if you have this column of data directly adjacent to other columns of data, you might get a little window that appears initially that asks if you want to expand the selection or not. Just choose to continue with the current selection so long as you have the correct data selected. In this window, make sure you select the correct column for which to check duplicates. If your data has a header, so if it says something like email in the first row, you could check that. Then hit OK. Now you can see it took out 4 duplicates and left in the remaining 16. So if I scroll down to the bottom, we can see that some were removed. Now we can do the COUNTIF once again. So equals COUNTIF, select the range, our master list, select here, close parentheses, enter, and copy it down. Now the benefit of this is that we don't have any duplicate emails. So if we wanted to, we could right-click this here, go to Sort, and do Largest to Smallest. Note that when I did that, it only changed this data here. It did not change this data here because there was a lovely little empty column in between them. And now we have a list of the emails that are most repeated. So here, 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 and there's no duplicate values. And that's all there is to it. Now this method is very easy to use and it's very intuitive. All that I did is I got our master list of data, I copied it, pasted it over here to an empty column, then selected it, went to the Data tab, hit Remove Duplicates to remove all the duplicates, then used a simple COUNTIF function to compare our new list with our old list. Now the next way is how to use a pivot table. Pivot tables are incredibly useful, however they do tend to confuse a lot of people. So for most of you, you might just want to stop here, especially if you have to show this spreadsheet to somebody else who's not very familiar with Excel. However, pivot tables are going to help us out a lot, so let's go ahead and use one. The first thing that we want to do is to actually give our data some headers. It's going to make our life so much easier. So let's right-click over row 1, hit Insert, and let's type email, make it bold. Now we have a header row. Then let's select the data that we want to turn into a pivot table. So I'm going to select just our master list here. We do not need this extra column over here. Go to Insert, Pivot Table. In this window, you want to make sure that the range is correct. So here it says A1 to A21. Perfect, that's exactly what we want, just the emails from the master list here. We don't want to do anything else over here. Do put it on a new worksheet if you're not familiar with pivot tables. It'll make it a little bit easier to manage your data and a little bit less confusing. Then don't do anything else on here, hit OK. And now we've got, well, a blank worksheet. So let's make our pivot table. Very simple here. All you want to do is go over here into this little window and you'll see email. That is the header that we just added in row 1. So this is now the title or the label for that column of data, that column of emails. So all we want to do, put a check mark, then click and drag it down to the values section down here. Let go, and we have now a count of email. So when we did the first check mark, what that did is that created this column over here, which gave us a unique list of the emails, a unique list of the values. And then when we dragged the email down here to the values, it automatically generated a column that counted how many times the emails appear. So you can see we've got 2, 1, 1, 1, 1, 1, 2, and so on. And now we can sort and filter and do whatever we want from this screen. Now when you drag email down here, if your data didn't automatically turn to a count, you can click the arrow here and click Value Field Settings, and then choose what you want from this window: sum, count, average, max, min, etc., etc. Here we want to count, and you could also change the name up here of your new column. So select what you want, then hit OK, and that's all there is for the pivot table. So the pivot table, if you know what you're doing, if you're comfortable using it, is a very, very easy way to do this. However, like I said, it's not so intuitive for everyone, especially if they've never seen it before. But back here in our worksheet, one thing to note when you do add a pivot table is it's going to reference the data over here. So if I change this data over here, the pivot table, though it may look okay, if I go up to Analyze and click Refresh, any changes that I made will then be carried over. So just take note that it is linked to your source data over here. And those are the 3 different ways that you can count how many times a value occurs within a list, as well as make a unique list of values that you can then use to count for the master list. So you can see it's not that difficult. The very first one, super simple, just a COUNTIF on the main list. Although we get a bunch of duplicates, it's not very friendly if we want to sort the data. The second one was to copy and paste the main list, then remove duplicates, going to the Data tab, hitting Remove Duplicates. Then from there, we use the COUNTIF for the values in this list over here compared to the master list. The last one was to select the master list, go to Insert, Pivot Table, and create a pivot table. But now I want to show you a slightly more practical example, perhaps. This is something I had to do the other day, where I had to get the domain name out of a list of emails. And I had to get a unique list of the domain names and then count how many times each one occurred within the list. To do this, let's copy our email list over here. So, like this. And now we have to add an extra step. So the extra step is going to be to get the domain name out of the email. And there's a bunch of different ways to do this, but there's also one really, really easy way. And that is to first select the data, go to the Data tab, then go to Text to Columns, check Delimited, go to Next, uncheck Tab, check Other, and I want to separate the domain, so let's use the @ symbol. We can see down here it separates the first and the second part of the email. Then I could just hit Finish right now because I don't need anything else, or hit Next, change anything I want here, such as the destination. Let's hit Finish. I don't need the full email in this case, so I don't care if it splits it up like this. And now I can follow the same things that I did for the first example. I've got the domain names out here, so I could use the count if method from the first one and get the count, but did do a little mistake there. That should be absolute. As you can see, everything's a 5. Doesn't really seem that useful in this case, especially if I sorted it. So let's go ahead and do the next step, which was to have a list that has no duplicates. Paste it over here, Data tab, remove duplicates, okie dokie. Now we use the COUNTIF once again, range, H, criteria, there. So you can see that once you know what you're doing, it's really easy to do this really quickly. Now if I wanted to do the pivot table, I could do the same thing, domain, and there are a couple different ways to do this, but I'm going to follow the example from the last one, which is once we have everything separated out, let's just select the data, insert, pivot table, everything's good, select domain, down to values. So it takes almost no time at all once you know what you're doing. And that's how you can get unique lists of values in Excel and count how many times they occur within a list. I hope you liked the tutorial. If it was helpful, don't forget to give it a thumbs up and make sure to subscribe and accept notifications so you can see all the new tutorials.